Where's the water that we raised, XQC, me and Jimmy, and where is it, bro?
What's marijuana doing to the brain?
If you think that this is a simulation that we're living in, then you need to see this.
They say that there are like little people living in the jungle.
Yeah, like a dwarf.
Like dwarfs. Is that here too?
Yeah.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Hope everyone out there had a good weekend. Y'all, we're back. We got a good one coming up today. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. As you guys know, that helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's do what we came here for. Let's get into it.
I think we skipped timelines again. I just made a video about the CERN collider being shut off. And now the Chick-fil-A logo is back to CHICK. I had multiple conversations with friends over the past few months and years saying that
the magic of that culture is very active in my blood. So when I'm able to tap into that, depending on certain moon phases, and it's hard not to say ritual because people just take it, practice those things, your cells turn over.
There's a lot of magic in everything, and if you can just, I wish more people didn't demonize it as much as they do.
See, the thing is with this guy, you just don't know if he's one of them who says things to be edgy and didn't at first know what he's getting involved with, but then who he got with. I personally think at that point he bridged the gap and he went over to the other side. And I'm not too sure how strong that connection to the other side is with the breakup that he had. Him and her have been on some interviews on their own and together, saying some very dark stuff. And this guy just strikes me as one of them who'd do anything to get to the top. Perfect candidate for the club, if you catch my drift. I don't listen to this guy's music. I hope you don't.
They say that there are like little people living in the jungle.
Yeah, like a dwarf.
Like dwarfs. Is that here too?
Yeah. These are the ones.
That's them? Have you seen them before?
Yep.
You've seen them?
Yeah, they're representative of the dwarfs.
They look like people or what?
They look like people.
What do they do?
They kill people. We don't see them very often. But you go to the jungle and if it is very quiet, then you can see them running around.
Whatever, you've seen them too? Everyone sees them?
Yeah.
This man kept insisting that what he saw in the jungle were not animals, but dwarf people. Small human-like figures moving between the trees, he said. They looked like children, but their faces felt old and wrong. At first, no one believed him, but then others came forward. Some even recording short, shaky videos on their phones, showing tiny figures disappearing behind trees. People started calling them Jung. The dwarves saying they move in groups and avoid being clearly seen in every clip. They look aware, like they know they're being watched. Some believe they've always been here, hiding alongside humans. And if you follow them deeper into the jungle, you might never find your way back.
Yep, they have been watching us and marking us since birth, and the man who just found out about this has disappeared, and he warned us this would happen. People were terrified after it came out that Daniel Schmidt, a student from the #1 economics program in the world, had gone viral claiming he had cracked the code, proving that we are all living inside a 300,000-year-old long experiment run by an advanced civilization. Haunting clips show him claiming that by taking your full name and your date of birth, you can calculate what he calls your metadata, a hidden code that reveals your exact purpose in life. And when he calculated his own, he claims that he started crying because it was so accurate, with millions now trying it and warning what they are finding is matching their lives perfectly. But it gets much darker as scientists published a study claiming that they found a signal of intelligence hidden inside human DNA, a code frozen into us for billions of years that they say could not have been made by nature. And a man who discovered DNA himself proposed that an ancient civilization may have put us here on purpose. And this is the exact same thing Daniel is claiming. However, what he calls metadata is actually something called numerology, a practice thousands of years old with no real scientific backing. But what do you think?
How can a country who prints its own money be in debt?
Good point.
You print the money. How are you several $1 trillion in debt? But we've seen Obama give Iran billions. They never built a road. What did they do? They built nuclear silos and missile silos inside of mountains. That's funding terrorism. We just seen the USA bomb the hell out of Iran. They get to a peace treaty and we give them billions of dollars
to rebuild
in exchange for they can't have a nuclear weapon. You ever looked at the nuclear weapon test videos?
No, I haven't.
So let's pull up one of those real quick.
Really
now this is
fishy.
gonna blow your mind. This gonna blow your mind.
They just said that the nuclear bomb is the reason why aliens are interested in our planet.
And this is why we haven't seen a nuclear bomb test or an explosion since Hiroshima and Nagasaki, because a atom bomb does what? It destroys atoms at its base rate, which is going to tear through the fabric of space and time.
How did nobody notice this? You used to have a memory card, right? A BlackBerry, your iPhone. I don't know if iPhones ever had a memory card you could pop out. Androids, of course, did. They took away our memory cards and then charged us to store data. Of course, you have an option to pay for it. I'm not saying it's forced, but I mean, I got 100,000 pictures and videos on my phone. I'm paying like $8 a month to put it on the cloud. It's not the cloud. It's somebody else's computer. Here's the crazy part. That's not all. And how did we not notice that? They took away the headphone jack and then sold us $300. The whole Apple AirPod thing is a shocking rabbit hole if you see how they did that. They took away DVDs and VHSs by phasing them out. And now you stream and you pay. You don't own any videos. You stream. The crazy part about that, by the way, is if everything is digital, they could edit at the blink of an eye concepts, ideas, old films, and you'd never know. Especially with the advancement of AI, they could take a 20-minute segment out of the movie The Patriot and replace it with something else, so something else completely happens. Most people forget about it. We're too bombarded with information to even know what's going on. They took away our ability to fix our cars in our driveway. Now you got to take it in, man. The sensor's gone. You need a computer to read your car's computer. You want to put a new battery, or you want to put a new tail light on it or something? It's software locked to the VIN. You got to pay the cloud services of the vehicle's manufacturer to replace it. Things are getting shocking, man. Keep your head on a swivel.
See, this is why I said when that day comes, when they put the Neuralink, if we don't already have the Neuralink right here, but when that day comes, we're just going to follow suit. They do it little by little. These people are geniuses. They've been around, like we've seen the 300,000 plus year experiment they're running on us, as we saw in a previous clip. Little by little, they take away our battery. We can't turn our phone off no more. We never turn our phone off. Took away our SIM cards. Took away this, took away that, took away being able to work on your car outside. Little by little, and nobody says anything. They know what they're doing, y'all. They're 300,000 years ahead of us if that previous clip was true. So that's why I say when that day comes, when they put that chip in our brain, we're going to be so ready for it, right?
Musk's grandfather, Joshua Haldeman. He was the president of the Canadian Technocracy Inc. movement that called for a technique that's not that different from the Golden Circle mapping, and basically surveillance control grid with universal basic income allocated to all of the useless eaters who would be replaced by automation. That was part of the Technocracy program. After heading the Social Credit Party of Canada, he couldn't get power there, and so that's what Joshua Haldeman was running. And when he couldn't get political power there, that's when he decided, as soon as apartheid was created in South Africa in 49, to then pick up the family, his daughter May, who becomes the mother of Elon, and go and move to the freest place in the world, which is apartheid South Africa.
People talking about how many people go missing in national parks. There's an underground cave system that lines up with that. Often there's entrances in national parks and
underground cave systems. You believe that?
There are underground cave systems. I drove here from Dallas. I've seen billboards for 5 different caves that you can explore.
I would assume that in a national park, these caves would be explored previously before allowing people to go in and out.
Absolutely. But there's a point at the end of that where there's a chain and a hook and like, don't go back there.
That's
right?
so true. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go back. Well, what's back there? Just more cave. Why can't we go back there? You just can't. But the amount of people that go missing, it's fascinating. Do I know what it is? No idea.
You also got to take account that a lot of people go to these woods and some people just don't make it back.
So the North American Cryptid Museum has a theme. It's called Expedition Cryptid, and that's kind of all over the place. There's a couple buildings inside of it, and those are themed to be ranger stations for national parks. And why I went with that is it's big on TikTok and YouTube.
The real theory of why Oliver Tree was killed was because he was going to release a documentary about Antarctica. Oh! Do you know about that? He was going to drop a whole documentary talking about the conspiracies of Antarctica. And he was saying he found the ice wall and he found an entrance to the hollow earth. I'll show you the video. It was wiped off everywhere.
Let me see.
It was...
You want them to write that small one? That's probably for a smaller ship. Get a close up of that.
This is him
When
in
you
Antarctica.
get a chance to go up in there. Are you fucking kidding? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And he was gonna release this with the album. And then so this is the intro of the documentary. It got leaked.
President of Alien Boy Records. We are the label that brought you such hits as Ugly is Beautiful.
So he's making fun of the elites. At the end, he says this.
Little outfits to his downright embarrassing haircuts. We make him sing and dance like a stupid little monkey. We created Oliver Tree, so we can destroy him at any given moment.
So that's a symbolism. You trying to take me down? Let me release this.
This literally looks like something out of a scary
I'm
movie.
getting a sneak peek about what McDonald's stores will look like in the future, and it's sick.
It looks dystopian.
Do you want your McDonald's to look like this?
Took I don't know, several hundred of these ancient texts in different languages. So we kind of put this all into an AI. And my first question was, what's the most repeated phrase in all ancient texts? Mayan Popol Vuh, the Egyptian stuff, the Yoga Sutras, the Vedic texts, the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, which is a huge one, a very influential one. The most repeated phrase in every single ancient text is "do not fear."
Can you say more? Do not fear. Is it always the same reason? I know in my tradition, it's I do not fear because God is with you, meaning you're never alone. Adonai Liv Eloi Ra. What are sacred texts trying to tell us about fear in general, besides don't have it?
Yeah, in the Christian and I think Jewish Bible, in the Torah, and even in the ancient Christian, which used to be actually a Hebrew book, is called the Septuagint. Even in the Septuagint, it says, "Do not fear" over 300 times.
We sacrifice humans every day. They don't even know it. Baal is a demon name. You have to look this up. Baal. So anytime you say you understand your charge or anything with, because that's a religion. Saying you understand and dealing with the public system, you don't have to deal with the public system. You could be private. But anytime you pay bail, you're paying a demon. That's a human sacrifice to get out of jail. Look it up. Bail's in the Bible. It's in your Bible, man. If you're Jehovah's Witness, look at your Bible. Guarantee it says Baal's name like at least 100 times. Right. Or more. Baal. That's the name.
So every time you give, you pay.
How don't you have to pay bail when you get out of jail? Do you even know what bail means?
No, what is the bail?
Don't you have to get so say we go to a bail bond company, right?
Okay.
So what's the second word after bail? Bond.
Bail bond.
So all the dues and this bonds to even get you out. Everything's bonds. They're just brokers.
Never thought of it that way.
They're just brokers. You're dealing with bonds, you're a broker. For bail. For bail, the demon. That's why they wear the mourning robes. It's the Grim Reaper of the streets.
The black robes.
Yeah, it's the same one as the Grim Reaper, right? They wear the same robes, right?
Right.
Because you're dead. All rise. You just paid bail.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that's religion, man.
You know what else is crazy? Because it's coming to America. Look at this. This is the company of the people that are flying drones around America. So some of you, it might not be in your town yet, but it's coming, right?
We've seen it on.
I live in Dallas, Texas. All day over my house. So you can download this app called Wing Drone Delivery, and wallahi, you can get a Feastables bar ordered to your house for $1.99. No delivery fee, nothing. We'll drop it right on your front lawn. Right? Who owns Wing Drone Delivery? I'm assuming like wild guess, right?
I already know about
Alphabet Inc. Real quick. Who owns Alphabet Inc?
You're about to get the channel.
Okay, I'm not saying nothing. I'm just pulling it up. Take a guess. Why are they doing this? And why is it so cheap? One, a lot of companies will typically take a loss on an initial purchase to get you back as a recurring customer. Two, why are they making that convenient? Is because they need to make it convenient to get you used to that thing being a part of everyday life.
Of course, it's going to be cheap, right? Look at DoorDash and Uber Eats when it first started. Cheap, y'all. Did they even have... They had so many free deliveries, like so many. I remember, right? You used to have so many, free delivery, no delivery fee, free if you order this, free if you do this. Do they still got that? I don't order on that no more, so I don't know. But it's not as much, I guarantee it, right? That's what these companies are going to do. They're going to get you in, quit using that DoorDash app, quit using that, You're going to start using this. It's going to become the normal. And guess what? $5 fee, $5 fee, $5 fee. It's coming, right? But people fall for it. But like I said before, I remember when I first moved out here, I heard a drone. I look up, Amazon drone. Shoom. Like, damn, not in Texas no more, y'all. We're not in Kansas no more, right?
% true. There's a game between the Spurs and the Kings in December where Buddy Hield hits a clear three-pointer from about 24 feet out. But for whatever reason, the ref called it a 2. Now, the Kings won by 10. You say, what does it matter? Buddy Hield has incentives in his contract for three-point percentage and where he ranks in three-point makes for the season. So let me get this straight. The refs didn't see it. The people in the replay center didn't see it. The people doing the 48-minute review didn't see it.
What about his agent?
And by the way, here's how I know that happened.
Where's his agent?
Because on the shot chart, if you go to NBA.com, the NBA.com shot chart has it moved to be a 2-point.
I'd fire my agent.
Right? It's actually scored. You see it on the shot chart, make top of the key. But if you go to ESPN shot chart, accurate 1. So that means somebody said, boss, this is a 3-pointer. Yeah, but they called it a 2. Go ahead and move it there.
They do that, y'all. We saw Nate Robinson, a basketball player, say his coach he needed to play like, let's just say 40 games to get his $1 million incentive, $2 million incentive, I think it was. Just got to play one more game. You know what the coach did? Benched him. Not playing. Did he speak up? No, not until after the season or after his career, right? Now he's talking about it. But they told him, if you speak up, his players, his co-workers, right? If you speak up, it's not going to be a good look, man. You're going to be kicked out probably. So he had to take it as a loss, y'all. They're not as free as people think. They're celebrities when they walk out the streets. You know, they get flocked, women, all this. But at the end of the day, if you don't follow the game, how we play it, then you're not allowed in here. And you end up like Delonte West. Go look up Delonte West.
Seen a guy get shot 8 times. I seen this. He got shot 8 times. I thought, damn, we finna go to jail for this shit. 2 days later, we seen him in the grocery store. He had a sling on his arm. He looked at us. We looked at him. He didn't say nothing. There was no way he could have fucking survived that shit.
So on a racial level,
there's a story about a guy named Max Odom. He had the same fucking story. He said his preacher was a reptile. He shot him in the face. He seen him with a sling on his arm. He's still alive to this day. I will play about this type of topic because I know it exists. I know it's real. Everybody that we see is not flesh and blood human beings like us. So I'm suspicious of everybody and everything.
So like in an airport setting, because my curiosity of course goes to like, what ratio would you say?
When I go to airports, I keep my phone turned off. Because several times before I got onto a plane, somebody would airdrop me some weird shit. So I know they're watching. Recently, I was just poisoned. It's one of the reasons I left America. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. I woke up the next day, my eyes was yellow, my mouth tastes like batteries, the skin, I sent you the video, the skin, like my body is just now healing from this. Now look at my palm. I told you on my back, it's all on my legs.
Yes.
Like, damn, how the fuck did they do this? And it's just like, man, you know, I'm enjoying the being popular life. I'm hosting events, and I know that's how it took place. So
I'm pretty sure the NBA is not going to like the fact that Jeremy Lin just exposed what a lot of us already knew and a lot of people was thinking, that the NBA is rigged. It's some rigging to it. Listen to what Jeremy Lin said, and then y'all got to watch the Dwight Howard body language. It don't lie, fool.
I'm trying to throw anyone under the bus, but there was one specific game where it really hit me was I had 20 and 10 after 3 quarters. We were up about 15 to 18. And in the 4th quarter in overtime, I didn't play 1 second.
I think he was with
and so
the
I'm
Knicks.
looking at the assistant coach, watching our lead go down. I have 20 and 10 after 3 quarters. Like, I'm on pace to have a real nice game. And like, and he goes, yeah, we got the call from above. You're done for tonight.
They call.
And so I was like, what? Like, who picked up the phone? How'd y'all get on the phone in the middle of the game? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, what happened? And but they got a look from somebody in the crowd was like, nah. Like, so me and this other player, the other player who was doing really, he had like 25 after 3 quarters. They're both like, yo, those two, they're done. And so we ended up losing an.
Where do we all stand on this James Franco situation that's going on lately? Now, I know he has a controversial past, and that's not what we're
discussing here. We're discussing specifically the alien he claims is living in the shed in his backyard, and he's shown videos of it. The fact that he says that aliens have been following him for a long time now. He then confirmed that aliens were at his DJ set. Now, I know he is known for seeking attention, but I've watched his videos. I've had them sent to me. A lot of you have sent his videos
Haven't
to
been
me.
following this.
I still don't know where I stand on it. Obviously, I believe in aliens. I believe they've been here forever. I just don't know where I stand with this. Do any of you have a stronger opinion or thought that you might want to share with me on it? Because there's always some truth, even when people are trying to fabricate or exaggerate. And this one is hard for me. So what do you guys think? Let's have this discussion this weekend.
Did anybody else grow up getting deliveries from the Schwann's Man? Now, I don't know if everybody knows what the Schwann's Man is. I'm assuming it's like a national thing. I have no idea. I just remember when I grew up, every week, I guess, there would be a man that drove up in a yellow truck out in front of the house. And it was like a freezer truck. And he always had our food order. And it was just things that my mom had ordered. I don't know how she ordered it. There was no internet when we were doing it, so I have no idea how you order it. But there were frozen foods in this truck, and he would deliver it to the house every week or every 2 weeks or every month. I don't know how it worked. All I know is we would usually get push-ups for sure, the orange sherbet push-up pop things with the stick and the cardboard, the toilet paper roll. We would get burgers, I think. They were like these mushroom Swiss burgers, and I didn't even like mushrooms, and they were like bus. There were these round pizzas. They were like microwavy pizzas, so they were kind of chewy and soft, but they were so good too. We would always look forward to the Schwann's Man showing up at the house. But let me know about the Schwann's Man. Is he still in existence? Are those trucks still driving around? Do we order online now? How do you make it happen? So
I think they're still around, y'all, but it just might not be that yellow. We used to call him the Schwammy Man. We never got to try their food. I never got to try it, but I would see that truck up and down the street all day, every day, y'all. Wishing I could get one of those ice creams.
The Schwann's Man. Does everybody remember the Schwann's Man?
I remember.
So this is what really happens with Peter, Evie, Kanye. What we do on our way to a Vogue event. Ribs and French fries. Yeah.
Can you imagine, y'all? Like, that's how you know that woman has no respect for Kanye, never had respect for Kanye. To film him and humiliate him like that as a man, right? Think about it. Think about your lady doing that to you. I don't know, y'all. That's a humiliation ritual right there. Boom. He's holding plates. A grown man of color holding plates for two rich men just to get in that room, just to get some of that money, selling your soul. And now he's miserable. He's losing his freaking mind because he wants out of that club, right? In that video, he wanted to do whatever he could do to get in that club. And he got in, right? Didn't he become a billionaire? You're not allowed to come out of that. You can't come out of that unscathed. Look at him. Look at the shape of him. Right? That's what happens when you get in the club. There's no getting out. If you do, there's severe
can actually reverse gray hair without dyeing it.
When you age, it's kind of this linear progressive decline, and there's kind of nothing you can do about it. But it turns out that if you look on most people's head, you can see things like this. If you take a hair like this, the tip here, right, was inside the body long time ago. This is almost like you take a tree and you cut it in cross section, you see like the rings, and then you can say, ooh, this ring was 30 years ago. Right? And this ring is today. So you can use that to kind of map the history of what happened in the environment of the tree. You can do the same thing. The idea was if we could find hairs on someone's head, that the tip was dark, and then when you look closer to the body, it becomes white. You would say the hair was young, it was young, it was young, it was young, and then boom, it became old. It lost color. Then you would know that something was happening in this hair follicle in this person's body that made this young hair become old. And we were looking for a single hair that has two colors, kind of like this. And we found hairs that showed the signature. The hair was dark and then it became white, or the hair was white and it became dark again. So we had physical evidence from like multiple people that showed white hairs can go back to being dark. And this contradicted this idea that, you know, aging is this linear progressive process that we're kind of doomed to experience without any flexibility. I was one of the participants in that study. I was, you know, looking at the hairs one day in the mirror, and then I find a hair that was white, and then it became dark again, so I pluck it, and then I put it in the Ziploc bag. And when we looked at when the reversal happened, we found that the reversal happened when I went on vacation.
Where's the water that we raised, XQC, me and Jimmy, and where is it, bro? Because somebody sent me a link of where the water is, bro. I'm not joking, bro. I'm dead serious, by the way. I was thinking about it in bed the other day. I'm like, bro, this is a great stream because the ice. There's like this tweet with the ice wall shit. Where is the water that we were promised? Jordan told me he thinks that mother wrote shit off and shit like that allegedly. I'm genuinely asking you guys a genuine question. I swear to God, I'm not trying to like start shit, farm, none of that. I'm actually asking you guys to send me a clip for an update or some type of shit, please, bro. You're an idiot, so send it to me. If I'm an idiot, if I'm the wrong one, I will admit it. Send me the fucking evidence.
For real, y'all. You know what, man? Like, anytime a multi-millionaire, I don't know if Mr. Beast is in that $1 billion club, is asking for money to help build something, it's a tax write-off. You know, I did my taxes recently. I finally found a good tax guy. You know what he told me? What do you drive? Drive a 2007 Toyota 4Runner. It's up for sale right now in the front yard. Go buy you a new car and use that as a tax write-off. But I asked him, like, the business I do, you know, YouTube, I don't use a vehicle for it, right? Who owns the business? I said, I do. Put the car under your business. I wouldn't have bought a brand new car, yo. Wouldn't have bought a brand new car. This guy's going to write it off. This guy's a genius. And these are the loopholes. These are the loopholes, y'all. And that's terrible that he's doing that. I'm not saying it's okay to do that. But the idiots that donated to that, and guess who was the most people that donated to it? The celebrities, the millionaire streamers. I'm gonna donate 100,000. Guess what? It's a tax write-off. You donated, right? When you go to Goodwill and you hand something like some shirts to Goodwill, what happens? They give you a write-off. You can write this off on your taxes. So all these people that donated, and then the idiot people, the little guy like us, we donate $5 to them. All right, this guy's doing it. He donated 100,000. Let me give him $5, right? It's a tax write-off, y'all. And people look at it and praise it like, nah, man, these people are writing taxes off. They're making money. They're in the business. They're not there to help people. They're not there to help people. These multimillionaires, they're not there to help people. They're going to tell you that. They're going to make a video and go over there. But maybe that video was in his backyard, in his studio.
Want to know the last time these animatronics were impressive? 1955. For you Disney adults out there, that's the year this ride opened. No, seriously, why am I up here busting my butt to give a funny performance on this ancient ride when Mickey Mouse won't even pay for repairs? And Mickey might fire me for saying that, but I don't care, skippers, and put it into fixing a hippo or two. How about that? Wouldn't that be nice? I know every person on this boat paid like $300 to be here. All I'm asking is they use some of that money to fix an elephant, a new paint job. Maybe they could fix the microphone so you can actually understand me on this ride where it's my job to speak. I don't care anymore. The biggest joke on the Jungle Cruise is the funding. At this point, the most impressive thing you'll see on this ride are the ducks, folks. I'm not kidding. The ducks are the best part at this point. Go get your money back. Let's be real, the mouse is not going to give your money back, but you can try.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get a lot of comments from tax experts out there, y'all, but it's the truth, y'all. It works.
Did people who had primarily a fat-based diet, fish, healthy oils, avocados, nuts and seeds, they had 42% less risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. And then they looked at people who had primarily a protein-based diet. So think of a caveman diet, 21% less risk of getting Alzheimer's disease. And then they looked at people that had a standard American diet, simple carbohydrate-based diet, bread, pasta, potatoes, rice, fruit juice, sugar, a 400% increased risk of getting Alzheimer's. disease. It's the sugar and the foods that quickly turn to sugar.
I can't stand these people that get on here. It's not the sugar. It's the mixture. He said the standard American diet, right? You can use the standard American diet on a fat-based diet too. Because that's what he's doing. He's saying this way is eating clean, nothing but keto and carnivore, right? But this way is a standard American. Like, no, the standard American diet is fat, carbs, minimum protein, and a lot of sodium, right? Keto is high fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrate. So you can get those same benefits if you eat high carb, low fat, high protein. But he's not doing that, right? He's saying the study was a keto diet versus a standard American diet. Well, no duh, right? No duh, it's going to be terrible. Like, that's what people get so misled, thinking that carbs are evil. Not eating carbs is so hard, y'all. It's so hard. Now, I know there's people out there that do it. I struggle. It's hard. It's not easy. But if you eat carbs the right way, I'm sure those levels go down too. You just can't mix the two. And that's the standard American diet. Pizza, high fat, high carbs. Cheese, grease, dough, carbs, fat. Mexican food, rice, beans, enchiladas, right? Cheese, like it's high fat, high carbs. That's where the problem's at when you're mixing those two. That's where Alzheimer's is going to go up. I can go on and on about
that
this,
if you
y'all.
have an interview with Taco Bell, after your interview, an AI bot will message you. AI Bella. She'll message you and she'll tell you you're hired. You got the job. Your first day is July 1st. Fill out all this information and a manager will contact you shortly. A week goes by, it's July 1st and you hear nothing. So you go in the next day and the manager hides in the back and sends the manager below her while she talks about you. And he says, so you're not hired. That was the AI bot. Thank you so much for wasting my time. I just said, okay, and left. Taco Bell, what the hell? Why is this a possibility? Why do you have an AI bot that can hire people and not actually hire them?
You know, I haven't applied for a job in a while, especially online. But I heard these online, like, I don't even know what they're, jobbing.com or whatever. A lot of these companies now, they're charging you like 30, 50 bucks to go do a drug test. And then you don't even get the job. So they're just taking that money. They don't refund it. I don't know if that's true. Anybody out there, let me know. Like the past 2 jobs I've gotten, I didn't have to go through jobbing.com or nothing. Like I knew somebody that got me in for the interview, whatever. But let me know down below. Is that facts? Like they're going to charge you 50 bucks to go do a drug test and you don't even get the job?
Did you guys know that not too long ago they discovered a painting behind an ancient painting in Italy? And what is shocking about this whole situation is not just there's another painting, like, you know, paintings are all over the place. But the painting is of a guy on a horse slaying a dragon. So this is a painting. You got a blue sky, you got a guy on a horse with a spear, and this crazy dragon-looking thing with bones all around it. But here's the question you need to be asking yourself. Why is it not like a real animal that they drew? Why did they draw this fictional thing that's a total myth and that's not real at all? Why does the Chinese calendar have a dragon on it with a bunch of other real animals, one mythical fake one that's not existent, but they don't have a panda? This is actually 2 things in one. Ancient Chinese images, they've drawn everything, but they never drew a panda up until the early, 19th century something? Which is shocking. Why wouldn't the panda be on here, but a fake dragon is? Now, you may be thinking, like, maybe they thought, like, it was dinosaurs and they wrote dragon instead. Well, actually, the theory is, what if they weren't dinosaurs, but they were actually dragons? And then, of course, that leads us to the question, if there were dragons, where did they all go? If they existed amongst us, it's like that should be pretty well recorded. So did the history get erased and they got rid of all the dragons? Or did they fly away past the ice wall or something? Like, these are questions you got to be wondering. Apparently, Marco Polo wrote, hold on. Marco Polo claimed that the Chinese emperor kept massive quote-unquote dragons in a province called Karazhan, which is modern-day Yunnan. According to his account, these creatures were raised by special families and used to pull large royal chariots in ceremonial parades. And what does a Chinese parade have today? Dragons, dude.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year, it's all about dragons, man. So, what happened to the dragons? Comment your thoughts below and follow for more.
There's something there, huh?
What's wrong, huh? You want out of there? I'm trying to tell you a story.
We can't see the ball, JJ says. Now it's getting to the point where a play is going to be affected. I think the infielders are starting to say we shouldn't be on the field at this point. I mean, you have weather delays, you have rain delays when the conditions get unplayable.
I had this moment where I went into Best Buy a year ago and I was looking around and I'm just like, man, there's nothing to do or buy. What? I have a phone, TV, and an Xbox. What does this store offer? I remember I used to go into Best Buy and think to myself, oh my God, imagine being able to close your eyes and swipe your card in here. And now I'm like, they don't have anything. All these video games suck. The Dyson vacuum is just not doing it for me. I don't know. Is it because I grew up? I don't know.
Are we just gonna ignore the fact that the current president of the United States had a conversation with an AI Teddy Roosevelt and then went on and gave a speech where he said he spoke to Teddy Roosevelt about the Panama Canal and seemingly genuinely believes that he had a conversation with Teddy Roosevelt? Are we just gonna move on from that? Or are we going to actually sit with that for a second and maybe use this as another reason for why we shouldn't be electing 80-year-olds to be the president? I mean, in general, we should never have elected an 80-year-old, period. And this also isn't the first time that he has said he's spoken to a former president. I remember another speech he gave where he said he spoke to a former president about what he was doing in Iran. I want to say back in 2025, the first time he got into a conflict with Iran. And he said he spoke to a former president who said that he approved of what the man was doing, but then every single currently living president, either themselves or through their spokesperson, said that they hadn't spoken to Trump about Iran. And everyone was wondering, did he just make it up or who he might have spoken to? I thought it was the paintings in the White House that were speaking to him, like the Green Goblin mask. But now I'm starting to think that he just has AI chatbots of former presidents who are telling him he's doing a great job because none of the currently living ones will tell him he's doing a great job because I don't think any of them can stand him at all. Are we going to even remotely dissect that as a nation, or are we just going to move on like we do with every other batshit crazy thing that this man does? Or at least a percentage of the country just seems to move on from every batshit crazy thing this man does.
Somebody was telling me they went to Buc-ee's and there was the soccer teams were at Buc-ee's for the first time and they just fucking couldn't believe it. Imagine that's your one of the first experiences you have in America. You walk into a Buc-ee's.
It's one of the most American places, as you've said, that exists. You have this gas station, but that's also like a weird theme park of food. And all kinds of other shit that you could need.
Yeah, this guy, dude, LMAO this is a gas station.
Yeah.
Well, do you see how big they are?
No, it's completely alien to their culture.
Yeah.
To have a place like that where you could go buy, the Costco's are alien to them. The idea that you could buy
Walmart
mayonnaise in a bucket or jars and things that you would keep like it's all, they all think we're preppers. Because if you go to like a big grocery store chain, you're buying food for a long period of time. They don't do that there. They buy stuff for like the week.
They have small refrigerators.
Yeah, small refrigerators, couple of days.
They don't have refrigerators like we have, but also they don't have the same amount of preservatives in their food. which is why it's not poison.
Santeria.
Santeria.
Yeah.
Explain to me what that is.
When Europeans came and started colonizing the Americas, they wanted to grow cash crops. They needed people to do this for them. And eventually they started bringing enslaved people from West Africa. And they brought their religion with them. But the religion of West Africa, especially these people in West Africa called the Yoruba people, their religion doesn't necessarily transport very well, right? Because it's preserved by the elders. Well, if you're a 70-year-old elder, you're not going to get put on a slave ship. They have to basically build up their whole religion all over again.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the religion is tied to nature. So all the plants and sacred places of West Africa, those are all gone. They have to rediscover this. And on top of that, they're not allowed to be practicing this religion. The slave masters are saying you're supposed to be a Catholic.
Yeah.
So they start to disguise their religion as Catholicism. So in Cuba, this is called Santeria. In Haiti, it was a French colony. It's called Vodou. So they're related, but they're different. They take a different shape everywhere that they go. You might think Santeria is like this weird religion you're never going to run into. It's actually all around us. There are shops called botanicas, and you'll go and you'll see a bunch of saint candles, and you might see cowrie shells for sale. You might see special like water or incense, and that's all stuff that you can use to go practice these traditions in your house.
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot more around us than I think most people realize.
I'd have had bodies blow up in my face.
What?
Literally. I mean, yeah, you know, summertime, people,
Yeah.
they decompose, you know, they swell. So
Yeah.
when you go to move them, they pop. So, I mean, literally, man, I had bodies blow up on me. I done grabbed a guy trying to get him out the seat. He stuck to the seat. His arm just basically ripped out of his socket, and I'm holding his arm. Like, shit happens, but it does not, it don't bother me. But, like, you put some rotten fruit around me, I will fucking lose it.
It's crazy. It's
With
like an elephant
maggots
being scared of a mouse.
and all of that, man. Beetles. I'm scared of beetles.
Why are you scared of beetles, bro?
So I had a call in Cameron, Missouri. A dude jumped off a cell phone tower up there. The only cell phone tower driving into Cameron, Missouri. You see it just driving down this. He jumped off the cell phone tower. Dispatch gave us a call. I get up there. They tell me the body was in a concealed container. I'm in a spare van, so I don't got no body bags, no nothing. So I had to wrap this dude in sheets.
Damn.
And drive him back to Jackson County to the medical examiner's office.
Dirty job.
At off of 23rd Street. It took me 4 hours to drive from Cameron, Missouri to here. There was over 1,000 black beetles in the van that had crawled out of this dude's body. They were crawling up my legs while I was driving down the highway. I had to pull over at the gas station, try to get some Clorox wipes to try to separate the van, thinking that the smell would, man, it was, they had to get rid of that van because it was just fucking bugs, they crawled out of this body. But the doctor had said when they had did the autopsy, had to freeze the body to kill off all the bugs. But he said that was the most bugs that he had ever seen come out of the body after they had froze it off, not including the 1,000 beetles that was probably in the van.
Yeah.
So I'm to this day, man, I'm terrified of black beetles. I'm terrified as hell of black beetles, man.
Now, don't you feel like I'm not going to say it feels weird, but don't you feel it's kind of odd that you can scrape brain matter off of the concrete, you can pull a guy's arm completely out of socket, almost like one of those old, comedy movies where the arm is just shaking in their hand, literally detached. Yep. You can pick up infants, youngs, all of these things, but anything that rotates around it, rotten fruit, beetles, or anything that was associated with that, it gives you a fear, but the dead itself is no fear.
No fear at all.
Do you think that these fears are associated with death and you're just so common, or you're familiar with death, so death itself doesn't scare you, but the things that come with it turns into a fear?
Probably so, just because I think I've had time to actually, I really wouldn't say you had time to deal with it, because when they teach you how to process this, they implant that shit in your head. They're like, they're dead. They're not alive no more. They're just bodies. So you need to process this. You need to learn it. The family's looking for you for support. So you got to channel And everything that you feeling, you need to throw that shit in the back of your head, and you need to basically think now. You can deal with your emotions and your feelings later.
Yeah.
So I think I've had time to actually.
So this is an email, Howard Lutnick to Jeffrey Epstein. Hi, Jeff. We are landing in St. Thomas early Saturday afternoon and planning to head over to St. Bart/Anguilla on Monday at some point. Where are you located? As in, what is the exact location for my captain? Does Sunday evening for dinner sound good? I have another couple, Michael and Mary Lerman, with me on my boat, and each of us has 4 children. Doesn't list their names. 2 16s, 2 14s, a 13, a 12, an 11, and a 7-year-old. I remind you, this is 4 years after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. How this guy has a job today is a disgrace.
That is...
There is no room
That's disgusting.
for nuance here.
No, that is disgusting.
Fired! Fired! I'm done with these fucking people.
It's crazy, right? And they show them on TV at the World Cup, right? In their booth, clapping, suits. At the basketball games, at the finals, sitting courtside, celebrity row, getting married at Madison Square Garden, people traveling over there to be out front just to witness her walk out.
Bambaataa created hip-hop, he was dressed like Pharaoh, bringing the curse of Egypt to America. Through this hip-hop culture, that curse is what we are seeing.
Jay-Z, when I see these things popping out of his head, he looks crazy. This hip-hop culture that we keep it's taking us straight to hell. I'm like,
Witch doctor, shaman. That's the hair of a shaman. He's basically a male witch. Jay-Z is tied into Maria Abramovich, so she's queen witch of the celebrities. He just did a whole video with her casting a spell over him, even in the video. Oshun, who Beyonce decorates herself as when she was pregnant, that's the goddess she basically went to get fertility, because Oshun is the goddess of fertility. Witchcraft in this stuff is so prevalent.
General.
60%.
60%.
Yes.
So more often than not, you're going to lose all your money.
There are 3 scenarios where options basically work. 1, the stock goes in your direction and you make money. 2, it goes against you and you theoretically lose money right away. And 3, it does nothing. It stays flat and it does not move whatsoever. Or it does not move in the direction, like to the level that you want it to move. So 60% of options lose money. 40% are profitable.
Right. So out of those 3 scenarios, only one of them makes money.
Correct.
If it stays the same or goes down, you lose everything essentially.
Correct.
Okay. Why is this attractive?
It's attractive because if you know what you're doing and you can put the ball in the basket, if you can actually guess where things move strategically, you can make a lot of money because the returns for option trading are significantly higher than stocks itself. And so a lot of people are attracted to options because of the volatility and the extreme growth. Options can make you ridiculous amount of money, like 1,000, 2,000% for a trade, for the money that you put in.
1,000%, that's 10 times.
Yeah.
Okay. That's because you get in at a low strike price and then it just goes crazy.
Okay, I'm going to say this in a somewhat coded way so that you're actually able to receive this information on this app. And then I'm going to tell you how to go find more of it. Okay, so there are these places underground. Every musician, celebrity, actor, even wrestlers and athletes, almost like 90 to 99% of famous individuals partake in these underground places. They wake up in these underground places when they go to sleep at night, and they wake up in these bodies that look like them, but these bodies were grown in a tube. So I'm just going to say this is fictional, just so the algorithm doesn't delete me immediately. Anyway, so within these underground places, there are these like lizards. Every time I say lizard, I get deleted. Just, a normal lizard. There's different kinds of them. I'm not going to say what they do. But yeah, they're a part of it. And I think, okay, I'm going to tell you how to get more information on this. There's a man who is the #1 whistleblower, and He has many interviews, and you can find them on YouTube. There's like a 6-part per. Each part is an hour long, and it's all the interviews combined and clipped together in such a way that it's easy to understand and get all of the information in the easiest way you can. It's a lot of information. His name is Donald. His last name, I'm going to say in code. I'm going to go shopping at Marshall's without the final S. So Donald, I'm gonna go shop at Marshall's without the final S. Okay. Welcome to the rabbit hole of the ultimate mindfuck.
They also revealed that a Dollar General employee reported seeing Gary and Elizabeth Siders come in almost every single night around 9:45 p.m. before the store closed at 10, and they would mainly buy only 2 things, water and vegetable oil. And when people started looking into it, they realized that vegetable oil is one of the most calorie-dense foods available, roughly 120 calories per tablespoon. It's shelf-stable, cheap, doesn't require refrigeration, and because of this, it's used in famine relief and severe malnutrition programs worldwide, often mixed with minimal food to stretch calories as far as possible. And in many neglect cases, it's often mixed with very minimal food to keep victims just barely surviving.
You said something specific, the ocean. Most of the movies, the biggest monsters come from the ocean.
That's easy. Yeah.
Why you think that
Well,
is?
the biggest creatures come from the ocean. Think about a blue whale and how big that is.
Yeah.
100 feet long. That's massive. I know you've seen whale sharks and giant rays, and we don't understand that world. I think that there are things in the ocean that we should be really scared of that we don't even know about yet. That's super exciting. Every now and then, a whale will have an erection and go on his back. So it's a whale swimming upside down on the surface of the water, and the whale's penis and what his belly you see looks like a sea monster, and in many ways it is. But
I didn't
that's
know
a
that's
shape
where
that
this
you're
was
not used to
going.
seeing in the water. But that behavior was
That's the Loch
documented,
Ness?
and
So me waking up this morning.
This is crazy, y'all. What are we doing?
Hey, my fault.
And seeing the people of Newport Beach trying to blame any and everybody other than your own children for what happened yesterday is crazy, okay? No, we have to take responsibility for everything, and we are going to start doing that within our own communities. Too many comments, too many videos of people from Newport saying that, oh, those people aren't from Newport.
Or when I'm at
Like it's so that's going to be the new norm now. That's going to be the new norm. 4th of July. That's going to be the new norm. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? They're all young kids too. Like, now I know you have fun when you're a kid and all that, but like to go ravage a store and steal everything in it and cause chaos like on the beach when like I've always had respect for others, y'all. I've always had respect. If I'm at the beach and I got a speaker, I'm not going to put it loud, right? Maybe I would when I was 16 years. Like I went to put gas the other day, y'all. There was a grown man that pulled up in his car, grown man, 40s. He had his son, I'm guessing, in the back seat, windows down, music blasting the whole time he's putting gas, y'all. Like I was just thinking, now I'm not the type to say something because, whatever. It's not none of my business. I'm not going to get into that. But I just think like, you're a grown man, bro, and you don't even care about no one around you. There's an old gentleman over there, probably in his 80s, putting gas. Like, you just got no respect, right? You just got no respect. I know I used to. When I was like 16, 17, I want to be cool, have my music that nobody cares about. You're just annoying. But back then, you don't know it. But as a grown man, I would just never do that, y'all. I would never, like, if there's an old man right there, I'm going to lower my music down just out of respect for him. But nobody does that no more. Nobody does it. You're walking down the beach, everyone's got their speakers playing loud, terrible music. God forbid you tell them, hey, can you turn that music down? Like, I got my kid right here. Oh, they're going to want to fight. They're going to want to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just nobody has respect for others around them no more. Nobody does no more.
Dre and Snoop. Dre was $30 million in debt, 3 singles deep in Stiffs, or 2 albums and 1 single. You know, the Aftermath album, the Firm album, and the Zoom Zoom single with LL Cool J that didn't actually go crazy. And, you know, $30 million in debt, and people were saying it was over. Like, there was nothing that he could do at that point. You know, I mean, they weren't going to spend another dollar on him. I mean, it was done. Snoop was dead broke. I mean, like, so broke that we gave him a job at Power 106, filled out an application, and came to work for us at Power 106, where Master P heard it and all of this kind of stuff. I ran into Snoop 6 months ago. Walked right past me like he didn't even know me. Kind of just shook my hand and went, you know, and kept walking.
That's what happens.
It's not the same guy. It's like we're talking about Dre is not the same guy. Like Dre and my relationship, like the plaque behind me, when I do my reports, it says, to Damien F off Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the sarcastic relationship.
Right.
The last time I saw him, I was drinking, whatever. But I guess I said something that he didn't like or something. And, you know, I whatever. But they're just not the same guys. You know what I mean? They're just not. It's just there's something.
Do you feel like they don't appreciate it? What you contributed to their careers?
Oh fuck no! I mean, dude, I haven't seen Snoop in 20 years.
Now I did see I did see a video out there where Snoop was actually thanking you.
I didn't see it.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about that was recorded at.
Well,
the Dre
it seemed
and
like he was
Snoop
speaking to
reunion.
you. He was.
Yeah,
right?
he was.
Because I thought I
the
heard your
camera.
voice.
I had the camera. And he said, Dre and I would have never even been thinking of getting together if it wasn't for you. Now, think of that video and then go on my Instagram when I ran into him 6 months ago, a year ago, backstage somewhere. And he just went, kind of shook my hand and kept walking.
Yeah.
That's not the same guy. And I mean, and a lot of people are saying it's not the same guy. But how could he be the same guy? Do you know what I'm saying? You give him that much money, you give him that many accolades, you get that many people kissing your ass.
Nah, you're supposed to remember.
You're drinking something else now. You know, when I saw it, look, it was disappointing to me personally. He's at Dr. Dre's induction at the Star of the Walk.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't really. You got a camera in my face. Like, you filmed me saying that. So you can go put it on your Instagram and everyone bow down to you. Like, oh, you helped him. Like maybe if you came up to me without a camera in my face, like, hey, Snoop, remember me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm just speaking like if it was me. Like, I don't want a camera in my, like, that's like filming yourself giving somebody homeless some food. Like, you just filming it so other people look at you like, damn, that's a good guy. You know what I mean? Like, you don't do certain things. I know I wouldn't, first of all, I wouldn't get upset with that. It would be what it is, right? I'll learn my lesson, right? But I'll be proud, like, damn, I helped that. I don't need your gratitude. It'd be cool if I got it. Like if you came up like, hey man, I appreciate everything you did for me. I'll never forget that. Let's go. Let's do something, right? That'd be cool. But I'm not gonna go on a podcast and be like, I did this for him. I did that for him. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be that type, or hold the phone like, hey Snoop, can you tell the fans that what I did for you, and film it and then go put it on my Instagram or something? Like, I don't even got social media, y'all. This is it. YouTube, TikTok, and I don't even use TikTok. I just use it which is probably stupid, right? I should be putting these videos on Facebook and all that, which I might start. But like posting my personal stuff, like I outgrew that a long time ago.
Went in this room where majority of niggas was in there, and I thought they was getting high, but they was freaking and shit. And Paul them like, I had came out the room and said to ask Paul them, what the fuck you doing in there? He said, oh, we forgot the team country. You got to go take one for the team. I'm like, take one for the fucking team? What the fuck y'all talking about? They said, oh yeah, that room you just went in. That's why we were laughing hard to hear when you was going in there, cause them fake, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas over there, they on some old shit, you know what I'm saying? So they like, so for us to get this TV show, me, you, or Paul got to go in there. One of us got to go in there and take one for the team. So we.
Nigga, I've been saying a long time ago, Big U in the '60s had killed Nip.
You think that for real?
I know for a fact they did. Nigga, I went to the funeral with the Rolling '60s. Nigga,
So I'm saying, like you said, documentation beats what?
It's documented.
What's the proof?
Big U and Black Sam and they daddy. All that's a police report, homie, where Black Sam had to pull a pistol out on Big U before Nip got killed. Even Big U say they was going to go pick Nip up so Nip can get DP'd. They go kick Nip ass. They go beat up Nip.
Grown man, yo.
They would go give him a gang violation.
Like, it's so crazy. This only happens in hip hop, y'all. This only happens. Like, why? I don't understand how people don't see, like, let's all work together and get it. Let's all work together and let's start making our own record companies. NFL, let's all get together and let's go create our own league. I don't get it. Like, especially in hip hop. Not no more. Like, it's just done. But back then, when it really ran the music industry, and it's by design, right? It's by design. It's creating beefs, doing all this, doing all that, right? It's by design. And people in hip hop just say it's part of the culture. It's part of the culture. Like, can you imagine? Like, I used to be a big G Unit fan. Can you imagine if 50 Cent and the Game stayed together? What would have came from that? But the Game from the jump. Like, Jim Jones came out on an interview saying, like, I met Game when we did our first video he ever been in. He said, I'm going to get in G-Unit and I'm going to destroy it. I'm going to sell my first album, then I'm going to destroy it. Like, that was his whole intention when he got in there. And now look at him. 50 Cent went like that. And the Game is kind of, you know, he probably gets little local gigs, but he's not touring the world. But can you imagine if they stayed together and put egos to the, like, I just don't get it, y'all. I don't get division and all that.
Because Nip had took the supposed recording equipment out of the studio and wasn't paying that $20,000 to Big U no more. Nigga, everybody know that. Yeah. And so they had a fight. Big U hit Black Sam and Nip Dad in the head or in the back with a bat. Black Sam had to come out and fire the gun. Niggas, weeks later, Nip dead.
Yeah, for real?
It's documented.
Weeks later? I don't know if it was weeks later.
Yeah, nigga, ain't nobody bigger than the set. Nip got bigger than the set.
What you mean?
Ain't nobody bigger than the set. Nip got bigger than the set.
Like basically, like, just start getting more money, start being bigger than big homie. What?
Pulling away. You can't leave the set, nigga. Once you join that shit, you can't just go be what you want to be. When you pull up, imagine a nigga like Big U and all them niggas that really run shit. Nigga, when Nip pull up, all the little homies, everybody running the Nip. It's Nip. So nigga, Nip got bigger than the set, yeah, nigga. Ain't nowhere in the world, nigga, he got killed by a Rolling 60 in the Rolling 60s neighborhood where he got killed at.
That was his problem.
If that wasn't sanctioned.
That was his problem right there. You can get bigger than the set, but you can't stay in the set. You can't go spend your weekends hanging out in front of the store on your main intersection in your neighborhood. You can't do that. Not when you got that type of influence and that type of power, and you're around people that are broke, right? Living paycheck to paycheck, and you're over here and you go home in your Rolls Royce to over there, right? Yeah, you show the people love, you give the people jobs, you give this, but there's a lot of hate and envy in that. He would have still been around if he didn't stay in his neighborhood putting shops out. You could have put those shops out there and employed people, but you don't need to be there every single day hanging out in the front of the store like you're one of the guys, because you're not no more, right? You got videos of you with Diddy. You got videos of you and Jay-Z. You're in a different tax bracket. You can't hang out on the corner like you used to when you were getting after it. You can't. Not in the hip-hop world. Not in that world. When you're putting out this negative energy, talking about gangbanging, talking about this and that, you're putting out a certain energy. Can't be out there no more. That was his downfall.
Ain't nowhere in the world, homie. Shot 6 times. That's their signature. Nigga, that's their 6 times. Nigga, that's their signature. As he walk away, he come back, to kick him in the head. That's personal. He ain't just run off, nigga. He walked away, then came back like and kicked him in the head before he left.
Damn.
You guys ever heard of simulation theory? Have you ever heard of this S that we all used to draw in school?
I still don't know.
Well, somehow we all figured out how to draw this thing for no reason. No rhyme or reason whatsoever. And now there's a theory on why. This is supposedly the logo for the company that runs our simulation. And somehow it's bled through into our whatever reality we live in, right? It's very strange how every single kid across the United States, maybe even other countries, was drawing this S repeatedly on a daily basis since I don't know how long ago. And ever since then, things have gotten progressively worse. This makes you wonder, like, how our brains all got systematically taken over at the same time, and why everything has gotten progressively worse since we started drawing this thing. This S corporation is out of line. The difficulty settings are super high. Maybe, just maybe, if we start drawing the S again, we could trigger the simulation and fix everything that went wrong, dude.
You know, I think my parents drew that S in their school years, right? Because I brought this up to my mom. Yeah, I know about it, right? This has been going on since the beginning of the time. And there's no, you can Google it. Where did this thing come from? There's no origin. Everything's got an origin, right? This thing doesn't. So I don't know. That there could be something fishy to that. But anyways, y'all, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're getting out the house, y'all. We need to get out of this house. So it's 11 o'clock. I know my boy's about to wake up from his nap. I think we're going to just go walk around the mall. Like, it's too hot to go to the park. It's like 110 degrees outside. It's too hot to go anywhere. So I think we're just going to get out and just go walk around the mall, which I'm looking forward to, right? I haven't been out and like really seen Arizona yet, really, right? Been so busy, even though I grew up here, I just haven't got out a lot. So I'm excited to get out for the day. I hope everyone out there has a good day. Today is Monday. Today is Monday. I got Tuesday off. I'm going to see you guys on Wednesday. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys then. Later.